I will return on Southeast Texas Weekly to talk more about this border crisis, which seems to be dominating the news cycles right now, but also more. Jeff Lewis, Republican activist, joining us today to talk about these issues. There we go.
How you doing?
Right there.
I made it.
Godfrey Leggett, Democratic activist. And firmly in the middle, W.L. Pate.
Right down the middle.
A moderate
conservative.
Sometimes. A moderate conservative.
That's
there
right.
You go. W.L. Pate, Beaumont City Councilman. Great to see you guys.
Appreciate
you
it.
being here.
Nice being here.
Border crisis is a terrific mess. You oppose any assessment that the president contributed to this surge of immigrants?
I wouldn't say that. Not any assessment, but I mean, he had no more or no less to do with it than the rest of Congress.
Did DACA, did the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, did that memorandum cause this surge?
I can't say that, and I don't think anybody can say that. Really, I don't think you can say that.
Here's what you can say, though. When he started talking about the DREAM Act, the DREAM Act, one of the things that encourages these people to come across is the idea that they get a free pass. And they're using President Bush, the Walter Wilberforce Act, which had to do with sex trafficking.
Right.
Not talking about just somebody walking across the border saying I'm under 18.
But that's the law of unintended consequences.
No, the law.
No, it's called
says
misinterpreted law.
Does it mean
called
we need
sex
a new
trafficking.
law? We need a new law to get this?
No, I mean, we just need to enforce the law that's on the books to the letter. It's intended for sex trafficking. It's not intended to give amnesty to 30,000 people that just walked up from Central America. I mean,
But
come
the
on.
effect will be that a lot of these young people that are there are going to secure lawyers if necessary, and they're going to have their day in court.
They
And
don't
you
have
can't
legal
just-
standing to
you-
sue
yes,
in our
they-
country.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They're coming from an area that's under duress.
Let me ask you a question.
Political
So am I.
Political
Well,
asylum.
yeah, well-
That's true.
I'm under economic duress. We have a lot of unemployment from something like, say, Obamacare.
But these people are not to blame for that, okay?
Yeah,
they
look,
are not
they-
to blame
No,
for our
and
problems.
you're right. They're not. Okay, but let's look what the problem is. Okay, the problem is the fact that we have a border that's not secured. We have a president that doesn't want to do anything about it.
Are you
and
convinced,
so it's up
though,
to the
that
states to take care of
are
that.
you so convinced, as Republicans have said, that look, all we've got to do is put the National Guard on the border; it'll stop it
No,
overnight?
I am
No,
not convinced.
Here's,
What do you
here-
believe on
here's
that?
what it's going to take. The president needs to come on national television and say the borders are closed. When you have the president of Mexico signing an agreement with the government of Ecuador and Belize to allow these people to come through
Right.
Mexico to come to the United States of America, when if they got caught coming into Mexico, it's 2 years in prison.
But you can say the borders are closed, but saying the borders are closed
And
does
closing the border.
not, all of them, east, west, and north.
Well, hey, let me ask you a question. I don't know that
We've
there's
gotta-
52,000
the
Canadians
east
coming
border?
across the
No,
border.
but if a terrorist wants to come in, he can come in a little boat from the east, the west, or the north.
Godfrey,
Well,
to
that-
answer your question directly, the question you just asked, is a speech going to do anything? No, but is a leadership function. And that is where the president has failed on this, is the leadership function.
He can't do it
doesn't
alone, Jeff. He's
No, he
got to
can't
have the
do it
Congress
alone.
and the Senate.
No.
He can't do it alone, but he can lead the way. And when you sit there and he does what he's doing, just
He's
sitting
been-
back,
he's been
I'm not
asking-
going to do
The
anything.
president
That's
has
an
been
absence of
arguing for
leadership.
the president has been arguing for some time, even in Austin, Texas, just days ago, that had the Republican Party stepped to the plate and said, we will come through with some version of a comprehensive immigration reform law,
That's right.
that we wouldn't be in the position today that we're in. Remember,
just
this
for
was,
the record, when they passed the 1986 law with President Reagan, and the Democrats agreed, we're going to have a border. No more amnesty.
Okay,
That's what
look,
no, wait a minute.
If you don't like it, change the law.
The law doesn't have to be changed. We haven't protected the border since then.
The president has been telling them, you don't like it, pass a bill.
Well, let me
pass
ask
a bill.
you this question. When HHS puts out a bid to bring in 65,000 unaccompanied children from another country that's not Mexico in January,
How did they
you
do-
don't think they
how did
knew
they do
that was
exactly, W.O.? How did they do that exactly?
Well, real simple. You just say, come on to the border. We're not going to
I
enforce
don't
it.
think they said that.
They've been advertising, man. They got a budget for this.
This is This is nonsense.
I mean,
Well, I
that's
think the
it's
advertising
sad.
was the advertising in Central America not to say don't come? I mean, there's
It's
there's
saying
not been
feel free to send
advertising.
your
Obama
parents,
has
feel
been-
free to send your kids up.
I thought that was more of a rumor scenario
Yes, it
among the
is.
children and the
No,
parents of Central
no, they
America.
have-
Obama has been sending more people back than any other president recently.
Listen, when you say that,
It's a fact.
Well, there's the unemployment rate's 6%, but there are 92 million people that aren't working.
This is
and
not
you
not
stand there.
participating in the labor
Look,
force.
you can play with numbers all you want to. When you have 52,000, that doesn't count the 250,000 adults that are coming along.
I decry the number of people that are out of work too, WL. Let's do something about it. Let's
Well,
people put back to work.
Well, how about
This is a red herring here.
No,
okay?
the red herring is not here. What the problem is, when you have people that come in and will work for less, the people that are hurt the most are the minority in America right now.
What about the Chinese that work for less? They don't have to come to this country to hurt us. either.
We'll talk border crisis more in just moments, along with the president being sued by House Speaker John Boehner when Southeast Texas Weekly continues.